beautiful day. It is gonna be today, 33, 34 degrees. It's sports day for me in my school, and then sports day tomorrow. We have 2 sports days. Yeah, so keeping myself creamed up and hat on and full of water. I thought I'd do a video because, you know, I've been doing them sort of weekly at the minute because there's nothing close, you know, there's just rumours and rumours. You know, I did my opinion piece the other day, but there's not much out there. The big one is Caduce. Like Gonzo sums it up really with the ever-changing 24-hour changes to what's happening with Caduce. You know, he's going Chelsea, he's going this place, going Arsenal, bloody. Seems like we would accept a bid from Tottenham. I know you've all seen it. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and say you've not watched any of the other channels. I don't want him to go there. I don't. I'd rather us keep him than do them a favour. You know, as a lot of channels have pointed out, hurt bad enough when Rice went to Arsenal. I could probably take him going Chelsea because I haven't really got a hatred for them as much as I used to since Frank Lampard retired, as pathetic as that is. I don't want him to go to Arsenal because then that's another one. And I hate Arsenal. I hate Arsenal with a passion. I wouldn't have minded even Man United or somewhere like that, or, you know, abroad. But listen, it is what it is. It sounds like West Ham are willing to accept offers. I wouldn't be accepting anywhere less than 65 million. You know, we're doing them a favour, not the other way round. But the problem is, it seems like we need their favour, they don't need ours. So we keep our eyes open with this one. What we saying here? Andy Miles, morning, happy Tuesday. World-class stadium, world-class team. Champions League football was said. It's true, mate. It's true. And I think the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to become for them to keep fighting us off. I think it's building. I think it's building. Mark Watson says hi. Hi to you, mate, as well. Yes, you can feel it building. The nervousness, the anger, the anxiety. Because we're not signing players, because it looks like we are going to sell our top players, it's frustrating. It's frustrating being a West Ham fan. My wife's uncle was over this weekend from Australia, big West Ham fan. You know, he'd been watching them since 1957, and last time he was over was 2023. And he said at the time, he was like, as soon as I see him, he went, "Mate, what happened?" He goes, last time I was over, we was winning trophies, we were in Europe, we looked like a good solid club, and it's gone back to normal. What has happened? And I said to him, mate, I said, I'll be honest with you, I've gone into real apathy with West Ham at the moment. You know, it's hard. Of course we care. Of course we care. I can sit here and say I don't care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be sitting here rambling on about it. Of course I care, and it hurts, you know, but you feel like there's no easy solution apart from them leaving, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. And you feel like you're in this sort of Groundhog Day with West Ham at the minute, that we get to a certain point, they don't fully invest, and then they try and do things, but it's all half-hearted. It's so frustrating. I'm not going to ramble too much about that though. Andy Miles says, if we get battered by Chelsea, I can feel Burnley too. Possibly, mate. Possibly. It feels, doesn't it? It feels something else. I don't know whether other West Ham fans feel that, but definitely from the YouTube and social media community of us, you can feel it. That there's tension building, there's anger building. We've got to get them out. We really have. Mark Watson says, the Paquetá situation sorted, not fair on the player or the club. It's true, mate. How it's dragged on for this long, I don't know. We need it done. You know, whether he's guilty or staying, he needs to go. Dan Bowden says, morning to you, Dan. Big friend of the show. Yeah, what else we got? Not much really, West Ham. When's this kit going to come out? I think it could be any time this week now. I assume the deal with Betway probably ended yesterday. I assume it goes to like the 30th of June, and then July a new one starts. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do see the new kit, which I've seen little teasers of, and it doesn't look great. Looks like a relegation kit, if such a thing exists. But yeah, nothing's really closed. There's loads of players there's little links here and there, you know, with Tyler Morton, Chelsea goalkeepers, all these different names, strikers, young players, but nothing seems close. And that's Gonzo said it, and I have to echo him here and say that it's what's so different about this window is that nothing seems close. You know, were we close with the guy that went to Sunderland? Who knows? The only consistent name that sort of keeps coming up is the Belgium guy, Onyedika. That's the only guy, a consistent name that keeps coming up. Apart from that, it's all very bitty, you know, nothing like, oh, West Ham in talks, West Ham have agreed a fee. And that's what's making us nervous, that nothing seems close. What's Andy saying? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 150 grand a week contract, can see it coming. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, mate, I'll be honest with you. I think it could be a desperate situation. It wouldn't surprise me if Antonio signs a new contract and Dominic Calvert-Lewin come in, and then that's our striking situation. What are we saying here? Kit is on Thursday. Yep, thanks for letting me know, mate. What we're going to say? Yeah, with Calvert-Lewin, listen, there is a really good player in there, but it's an Andy Carroll situation, isn't it? Listen, when Andy Carroll's fit, unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen a better player in the air in the Premier League. He could pass the ball with his head. He was that good. You know, physical. He's got some absolute worldies for us as well. With Calvert-Lewin, I think what it would be with him, when he plays, I think you get a really good player. You might get 18, 20 games out of him a season. Possibly get, you know, 9 to 12 goals if he has a good run. But then you won't see him for a long time. And then we'll be in desperate times, you know, especially if Antonio did re-sign again. Don't expect him to get through too many games because of fitness. And then you've got Fulkrug with fitness problems as well. So, is it a good signing? No, because he'll probably want a huge signing on fee as well. But there is a good player in there. I'm not going to say there isn't a good player in there. There is, but West Ham can't afford to have another injury-prone player. What we got here? If we get him on a pay-as-you-play, don't see him being a problem as a backup. Yeah, I'll take that deal, mate, but I don't think he'd want that deal. That's a great deal for West Ham, but can you see Calvert-Lewin taking that deal? I'm sure someone will take him. If it ain't West Ham, you know, one of them promoted clubs, maybe someone like a Fulham, a Palace, you know, teams like that. What we got here? Paul Ledbetter, Daniel Cummins and Kante should sign today for West Ham. Is that right? Okay, I hope so, mate. It'd be nice to actually see someone come in, no matter who it is. It'd just be nice to see someone come in, wouldn't it? Just to give us a bit of positivity, because all it is pure negativity and just sadness at the minute at the club. What's this? I'll go to Birmingham and get Jay Stansfield. Why not, mate? Why not? I would love it. See, listen, one thing I will say though, again, I don't think it will happen, but if Kudus does go, Spurs, whatever, 55, 60 million, if we can get that, West Ham should slap straight away 50 million on the table for Harvey Elliott. Show a bit of statement, you know, we've lost a star, but we're getting a star. You know, even give Liverpool a chance, you know, buyback option, whatever, in a couple of years' time for a certain amount of money. If he does. Listen, if that is in there, let's say we did get him and we put a buyback option in there for Liverpool, that would mean he's had absolute worldie of a couple of seasons with us, and probably, you know, made us a really, really good team again. I would love Harvey Elliott at West Ham. I think we would love him as well. And yeah, I would do that. Lose a star, buy a star. None of this, we're just going to buy a couple of £25 million players, or, you know, some 15 millions. It's all good signing them. But we would need a star. West Ham are desperate for another star, you know, to really like get us excited. You know, Paquetá obviously ain't been on it because of the way things are going. Kudus played that position, and, you know, falling outs with managers has not helped him. So we're in desperate need for like a maverick, someone who's tricky, exciting, gets the fans on the edge of their seat, and yeah, he would be brilliant for us. Kante signed last season, been on loan at Paris. Aidan Nicky is also a great player. Yeah, mate, he's one whose name I keep seeing coming up. We need some exciting players. Obviously, we need the main player. There's two style of players we need, right? We need a Harvey Elliott style, you know, who's got the pass, got the running ability, a bit like how Conor Gallagher did when he went to Palace. You know, that sort of impact of a season. And then we need the big Piatti, Biami, them sort of player, you know, a monster, an absolute physical presence who can carry the ball and run. But you remember Diami? Diami was unbelievable in that first season at West Ham. The way he used to run with it, he was like, you know, like a poor man's Yaya Toure, the way he could carry the ball. And that's what we need. That's why we lose in midfield every week. What we got here? Hayden Hackney is also a great player. We'll feel at home at Hackney Wick. What we got here? Darren Turner. Look, would you swap Kudus for Elliott? 100%. 100%. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you're watching live or watching back as a replay, would you do that deal that Darren's just put in there about swap Kudus for Elliott? 100%, mate. 100%. I think they're getting a great player. We'd be getting a great player. And it would make sense on all, you know, for all parties. The only thing is, it's the money thing, isn't it? West Ham need to look like they're getting money. If you do a swap deal, you don't get the money, which on PSR terms, it doesn't look good. So it could be one of them where, you know, they pay 60 and we pay 40. So it looks like we've received 60. They look like they've received 40 rather than a straight swap. But there are ways around it. Villa are very good at it, where they, you know, it's not a swap deal, but it is a swap deal because of the money terms. Anything else from you guys, or I'm going to sort of wrap it up? I'm nearly at work now in the beautiful plaster. What else we've got? Anything else? I'm trying to think. There's not much out there. There's not much. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me live if you haven't already. I'm going to do what the other channels keep doing. If you are new and you haven't subscribed and you made it to the end, please check if you do. Will help. We're very close to 5k, which is, you know, something we've always wanted to hit and we never quite hit it. One more comment here. I would do. Sorry, Animal says I would swap if we get Morton on loan, also with an option to buy. Yeah, that's it. Obviously, or Joe Gomez. We take Joe Gomez as part of that deal as well. I like Joe Gomez. Again, injury prone, but a fantastic defender when fit. Anyway, I'm leaving it there. Come on, you Irons. Have a beautiful day. Keep yourself safe in the sun. Hit the like button before you leave. Come on, you Irons. Keep believing.